Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to review TL versus TSM. We're starting off here. I need to, a couple of disclaimers. I'm not going to say that I watched North America religiously. I watched a couple of games, but I wouldn't go as far as to claim that I know tendencies or specific draft strategies that people would or should use against these specific teams. I've seen a couple of games, like I know how to rate each player. But I think we will see it more and more as we go on. Team Liquid with very mid-centric bans. I'm assuming Broken Blade also can play Akali top. Sylas usually permaban on red side. Jace is also, depending on who you play against, should be banned. I think it's crazy how little it's been played in Europe. But I think in the Europe finals there was a lot of teams that just didn't play it, so it ended up being ignored. But Jace is definitely a menace when you are good at it, and that's why Cableshot Jace was banned for almost the entire season. Galio first pick. This is a bit strange. We see Tarek ban as well in preparation for Sona Tarek. Team Liquid was one of the teams that played it. C9 also played it when TSM reverse swept. This was a series that was played before the EU playoffs, and something interesting to point out is that there is a lot of ways to deal with Sona Tarek. Sona Tarek is, of course, a lane that can be countered by, for example, Blitzcrank. There was something that Origin played. Tarek needs to walk on the wave, he needs to last at the creeps, and Sona Tarek struggle very much against things that are in a big advantage if they get to control the wave, because Tarek Sona, they struggle to push against a lot of lanes. Like, sure, they can push against maybe Vayne. I think Vayne probably struggles against Sona Tarek. I'm streaming, just so you know. I can't talk. Sona Tarek, what was my train of thought? Sona Tarek need to play in a very specific way, because Tarek is the one that needs to be last hitting early on in the game. And when that's the case, he needs to walk on the wave. When Blitzcrank is playing against a melee champion, he can hook the melee champion for free when he's walking on the wave. So Tarek can be punished. That is one way. Pretty much you set up a lane that is very easy to gank, very easy to punish the Sona Tarek, and that's how you attack it. Later on, you usually don't want to teamfight against Sona Tarek, because they are probably some of the strongest teamfight champions in the game. Because of their ultimates, they can heal up a lot of damage. Poke is weak against them, All In is weak against them. What else? The only thing they are weak against is split push. Split push, Sona Tarek, they want to group, and if you have a stronger 1-3-1 composition, you can be the one pressuring the sides, and if you manage to get ahead in the early game, maybe you can pressure the game hard enough for you to be in a position where they can't force Nashor. I think G2 Sona Tarek was a very good example of how deadly Sona Tarek can be if they manage to reach mid-game without any major hiccups. Perk said it himself that he was playing with the mindset that he just doesn't need to die. He gives up as much as possible, and he'll be fine. And it worked big time. Another thing we saw in the finals with Origin against Sona Tarek was G2's special funnel strategy. The funnel strategy is good because Morgana can pretty much lane 1v2 against Sona Tarek. They are good against poke, they are good against all in, but they're not good to punish. They're not good at diving, they're not good at pressuring too hard. Sure, with their ultimates later, together with their team, they're good to dive and good to pressure, but as a unit, two people, Morgana can pretty much lane for free. Sona Tarek create absolutely no pressure, and you can automatically, with this information, with the funnel, usually get prior 2v2 mid unless you decide to contest it. In this case, you kind of have to contest 2v2 mid, otherwise the Zayarakan is going to pressure into mid, into top side. Bottom side is going to be completely free because Ganking the Sona Taric lane is almost non-existent unless you counter gank, and Morgana's going to be able to farm for free. Pyke's going to be missing, and all of a sudden the early game is going to be very rough for the Sona Taric lane. Another thing that's interesting about it is that Xayah, when she's being funneled, when your AD carry is being funneled, you don't really rely on big cooldowns to do a lot of damage. And if you are the one fed with the Morgana Black Shield, it's very hard for the Sona and the Taric to really do much against Xayah. She has a lot of ways to escape the CC, and then she has a consistent DPS output that kind of denies the whole purpose of the healing and also the Taric ultimate. So she can just keep hitting without blowing any big cooldowns, and the rest of her team can peel very, very easily. But the big one, the game breaker, was when Pyke roamed into top and they dove him, and Ryze was super fed, and the game was just snowballed from there. On top of that, they tried to 2v2 mid, they lost, and then Xayah got her jungle item even earlier. The main thing about funnel and why it's considered weak is that you get a lot less gold because of how the monster to minion system works. I don't know the exact details of it, but all I know is that if you farm both minions and monsters, then you end up with less gold from creeps. I think it's about your ratio, monsters to minions. I think it needs to be at some specific point in order for you to not get punished too hard. But Xayah getting the first blood means that she gets her jungle item earlier, and it means she's going to farm even quicker. Okay, so we spoke about Sona Taric, even though it's not in the game. Galio first pick, there's a lot of good picks into it. There's also Braum. I like Braum Vayne a lot into Galio. Varus is Zen special. Varus Ezreal is what I've seen him play the most this season. Tahm Kench is also a fine matchup into Galio. You can run Cleanse, and I don't know if you do run Cleanse, because if you get W'd, Galio can always E for free anyway, and you'll have to flash. So I don't know if you run Cleanse. I don't know the specifics of that. Tahm Kench Varus, okay? Into next rotation, Sivir. Sivir Galio is something that I didn't see too much. Rek'Sai is being open in this entire ordeal, which I think is a big meme. Rek'Sai is really, really broken. I legit think Rek'Sai Braum rotation would be the best, based off of my preferences alone. Sivir, Galio, Jarvan, very easy to execute this composition. I think you kind of keep your cards close to your chest if you begin a best of 5 like this. Nothing out of the ordinary. You have a comp that just kind of wants to run it down. Something they can keep in their pocket here is Galio Flex, but usually on blue side it's kind of pointless because I guess you would only want to play it into the Sandra if anything. Those are the matchups that Galio can play. It's been a while since I saw Galio anywhere. GP ban, that I know is Impact special. He likes to blind pick this one. I remember in the series later on he even does it in the first 3. Sivir is quite good against Tahm Kench. She can spell shield or the poke, and then later on she's a champion that is very good at getting mid prio against Tahm Kench, and that's kind of what their Tahm Coco wants. He wants to just get mid prio and spread his pressure all across the map, and Sivir is really, really good against that. Already they have a lot of tools to engage onto the Tahm Kench, and it's pretty straightforward. That's a Zoe lock-in. A lot of cheeky counters to Zoe if you are willing to play them. You know, Jizuki likes to play as Echo. There's also Fizz. There's Zed, but this comp is pretty AD heavy unless they can pick like a blind pick Rumble or something. I don't know what they've prepared. That's a Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger, the thought process is that you can put your Q down when the spells come, and then you can contest the prio. But I think it's kind of a myth. I think it's okay. I think if Zoe plays well, she can always use her ult out of the range of the grenade, and I think it's a fine matchup for Zoe. I think it's completely okay. Vladimir last pick into Cannon. Cannon Vladimir is also a matchup that a lot of people disagree about. I feel like it's a skill matchup. I've seen it gone in both sides. I personally like the Vladimir more. I've seen so many cannons uh, just being kind of useless. I feel like Vladimir is just a higher quality champion. I think for sure though, Cannon has Cannon has prior early. He goes Doran's Blade as adaptive AD, and you can pressure the Vladimir out. But I think later on, like unless Vladimir gets punished hard enough, I think Vladimir is just a better champion and can do fine in lane. I think it's all about just snowballing the cannon. Okay. So comparing the two drafts, I think it's relatively even. I think it's a big blunder to give up Rek'Sai, but they really want the Galio Jarvan combination. So that's the reason for it. I think Rek'Sai is really, really broken. I don't know what their opinion is. I've seen people play Jarvan Rek'Sai, but I've seen it gone in Rek'Sai's favor more often. Jarvan has an easier time later on in the game, but I think Rek'Sai just, I don't know, I've seen Rek'Sai just one-shot ADs if he's not completely doomed in the game. Sivir Galio is going to be an interesting lane. I think maybe with Q-Max Galio you can get Prio with Sivir Galio. We'll have to see. Now let's get to the game. YamatoCannon, phase rush Vladimir. Cannon will want to. He wanted the Vladimir early, he has nothing to do in return. And with that knowledge, Jarvan should be able to take a secure topside crab, no problem. Sweeper on Jarvan, so he has a lot of options here. Interesting how they don't ward anything. I guess they're assuming that Rek'Sai wants to 3 camp clear and then gank on level 3. Jarvan with the sweeper, TSM putting 3 wards on river to make sure that Jarvan doesn't do any cheeky ganks onto bottom because that can break the game. Jarvan level 2 ganks are very, very deadly and very, very serious. We're going to look at what his decision is here with the sweeper. I wonder if it's just better to leash for Jarvan and then sweep together because TSM can't really contest the bottom wave anyway. So I think it might be slightly better. This is very close. Holy. I usually shouldn't get this ward, so there's nothing to pout about. I want to see if Cannon is the one placing this ward. Cannon placing ward on Crab. Doesn't care too much about Rek'Sai level 2 gank. They're planning to cross mid lane with Jarvan and take double Crab. Rek'Sai pathing safe because Cannon has Prio and it seems like Heimerdinger also has Prio. 2 gold sacks for Cannon, he's a lucky man. Interesting. Okay. We have to see now if Vladimir is going to be in dive range because right now Rek'Sai needs to spend a lot of time bottom side to retake. On the bounce, Sivir Galio want to make sure that they bounce the wave here so Varus Tam can't freeze and pressure with Rek'Sai. Should be very straightforward with Galio and Sivir, and then they play safe. Have to note that Sivir has TP over heal, so I think the approach where they max Q on Galio could be a wise one. This ward is also just to confirm what they already know, to spot Rek'Sai's position. 3 camp to the bottom side is very, very straightforward, and the timing can be very, very easily deciphered. Is it better to go on hit Cannon here? Potentially. I think you win split much harder, but then again, looking at your team composition into Tahm Kench, I think itemizing completely for teamfight is also fine. Considering they have enemy team already has reasons to go Mercury, maybe going AD could be an option here. Keep in mind this is the old Wits End, which might be even better into on range. I'm not too sure. Okay. With that being said, we continue. We have some action in the jungle. Akaden got spotted. I just want to take a step back and check if Rek'Sai actually got the leash, because I think, if my memory serves me correctly, he didn't. Vladimir is too scared of getting cut off by Cannon with the Klepto. Okay. No leash. He's unhealthy. I think he's just greedy to do this camp, no? Okay. Kaden gets pushed out. A bit of a blunder here. Here, Team Liquid is in a heavy position to punish bottom. So right now Rek'Sai needs to base and Jarvan has a lot of free time to play with. At the same time, we spoke about earlier how Sivir and Galio needed to bounce the wave. It's the same exact thing here for Sven and Smoothie. They want to bounce the wave with the help of Rek'Sai hovering them. They will win the 3v3 because they have a bigger wave. But just because Akaden needs the flash and he's completely out of the situation, he has no HP, no nothing, it means that Jarvan can punish. But here double lift Sven, they actually managed to save the lane here completely because they chunked out double lift. If he bases and TP's back, I think TSM's bot lane have enough time to push it in. Double lift now is too unhealthy to fight. Even if Jarvan comes down here, I think TSM's bot lane is going to be completely fine. Rek'Sai can also rush bottom side. Otherwise, there was a nice window here to punish. They can keep their health, and it could be cool. Go JJ, when did he flash? Did he flash on Acadian? I think that's what he did, right? Yeah. Trade flash for flash. Oh shit, I just spilled water everywhere. I just pulled the Svenska. Yes. Yeah, it's true. Blood leash is pretty non-existent. I don't think it would have changed anything. It's better for TSM's bot lane to base earlier, because if he wants to base on BF, Varus can base on Vampiric and be happy. But I think when Sivir has TP advantage, he can always stay for an extra wave and greed and then base and TP back. I think it's quite problematic that TSM didn't manage to push in this wave. I think when Rek'Sai went straight into bottom and did grab, I think it's very important that they managed to push in this wave, because here they're maintaining a freeze and I don't think they should be allowed to. Double was very low on HP. Yeah, Biscuit, Potion of Varus. Rek'Sai needs to commit here and they need to push in this wave. It's very important. Because then Rek'Sai paths into top to kill his golems that spawns, and Jarvan is showing on bottom, and the wave is still in a very awkward position. Actually, this is gonna slow push towards TSM. But then the next issue comes. The moment you let go of this and Team Liquid manage to push in the wave and then bounce, Civ is gonna base, TP back, BF, and then they're gonna get a huge advantage. So I think this is a big issue. can't. What happens with the wave on bottom? That's a Q-Max Gallium, that's for sure. Because what's here? Jarvan should be rushing straight on bottom. Like right now, Jarvan is just wasting time. TSM should not be allowed to push it at all. Rek'Sai was topside doing this stuff. You know that these camps are spawning. I think it's a pretty easy gamble to make. Jarvan's gonna be stronger. I think Jarvan needs to impact in this space. Don't let the enemy push at all costs. Varus managed to kill the wave. Sivir is matching base. Sivir is rushing Essence Reaver, I guess. The base was on Cannon, so Varus is not gonna lose super much. Then Rek'Sai is Arcadian is just gambling here very hard. The Javan is doing either his wolves and he's just trying to stay in the game. But it's a big gamble. I don't know if you have to. I wonder as well if Zoe is supposed to get advantage with her TP earlier on, so she gets some kind of prio at some point in the game. Because Heimerdinger kind of base for free, Zoe kept TP, Heimerdinger is even CS. And Heimerdinger just kept having prio. I don't know if, since they're not showing mid lane at all, I don't know if Bjergsen could play it differently or better. It's kind of weird to me that Heimerdinger has perma prio into someone that has TP.
Can I talk?
Preferably not.
My teammates?
To your teammates.
No, they don't.
Are you going to play now?
Let's take a 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, that kind of blows, but okay. The thing is, Acadian is committing for the gamble because of the position of his bot. Heimerdinger also seems to have prio against Zoe, so it's very hard to play jungle in this game. TP goes, okay. Because let's say Arcadian went to the bottom side, he has no wolves, he's still in a very similar position. Because right now, Team Liquid have full control over this side. There's one little baby timer, they know Cannon needs to base. Maybe Rek'Sai can sneak Gromp. In a case where he gets away with it, then he stays in the game. In a position which is very difficult to stay in the game, I believe. I'm just surprised there was no heavier emphasis from both teams onto the situation in bottom. In regards to the base timings and making sure you get bigger advantage of TP. Because the TSM handled it quite well considering their position. Jarvan was sniffing up their ass, and this is a cannon, so Varus doesn't lose super much considering Sivir uses TP. It's a 6 minute cooldown right there. Well, it looks like the whole wave maybe dies. I'm not certain. It looks like Tam can spit a creep, something like this. This is a completely fine position, all things considered, for Varos and Tam. They have a decent base. Maybe the meta for Sivir is to go pickaxe and longsword all the time. I thought BF was the way. People just go Acid Reaver. After this, Impact has no ultimate, so Broken Blade is just trading with his HP and his ultimate to get something going here. I don't think he could flash kill him. Impact with the lifesteal. I don't think it's enough to regen. This is a very decent position for Vladimir. It's good, very good for TSM that they at least get some kind of punish off of this. EQ onto Drake. I don't think he's doing it. Is he actually doing it? Get the ward. Bottom prio. They spot Rek'Sai on top side doing red. It's a pretty free drive. We don't get to see who put the ward on Raptor camp, but let's just assume it's the Ding Dong. Ding Dong being the dinger, of course. Have I missed a lot? No, we're doing first game. No stress. I don't know if it's too late already for TSM to impact mid lane matchup, because I think if Rek'Sai goes in and they don't have information on Jarvan, he's just gonna get one-shotted. Top lane, Cannon has no ultimate, that's a way in. He's also very low HP, maybe they can set up a dive or something like this. Cannon is regening so much HP back on the wave, it seems. Luckily for TSM, it's just a Cloud Drake. This is a very good dinger ward. TSM is assuming that enemies on Drake, so Rek'Sai is moving preemptively here to pressure dive on top. But Cannon has ult back up and Vladimir has nothing, so maybe it's difficult. And to be honest, they have two ways of resetting turret aggro, so it might be a free dive here. No flash. That's first reset. That's second reset. It's a 1-for-1. Could they do it better? I think it's bad that Vladimir is not the one tanking first. So here, I think Vladimir should just Q and then E and then pull when he tanked enough. And then Rek'Sai can hit, execute with R and then reset again and then Cannon dies. I think they can get away with doing this without dying. Vladimir has also flash to play around with, so I think he can. Definitely, he needs to be the one tanking first. Or, to be honest, Broken Blade can just pull later. He can tank one more and then the turret. He will get, he can pull, he can tank even two more, he can pull on the next one and then Rek'Sai will not get aggro and it's free. So a big blunder there, big mistake, is a free dive. Like Cloud Drake is always fine, it's always okay, but all the other Drakes are just better. Blue buff, full vision control, pink ward vision control around mid lane. I think the best bet right now is 2v2ing mid is non-existent. Zoe should try to fight for Prio on her own. I think Rek'Sai should try to force on bottom. They play around with Varus ult, maybe they can kill something, and then if they get Prio through bottom, they can pressure with Damkinch onto mid, and that's a way in. So I like this approach here. Another thing, after Kennen uses flash, what they could do is they can keep diving through top, but it's rough considering what kind of a team TSM is. They like to play around mid lane a lot. I think when they've had the most amount of success is when they have the Lissandra, the Rek'Sai, and this time around, Jensen has a champion that is very hard to gank. So I kind of like this adaptation, and I guess they are very confident in the ability of impact and of course double lift in the bot lane. The supports in NA don't roam much. Well, that's disappointing. But usually when you get prior bottom with Varus and Tam, then you just step into river, make sure you have a pink ward, and then you can pressure with Tam Kench ultimate. That's the whole point of the champion. And then you can pressure onto river and you can spread your advantage. Because I think 2v2 mid against Heimerdinger is very difficult. Maybe 3v3 bottom is also difficult. It's just about creating options here. Because on TL side, I think they can do kind of whatever they want. They can take vision through mid, and as long as they don't get caught in a situation where they are outnumbered, I think they should always win here. Because Cannon is so far ahead, bottom is also in good position. I just feel like TSM kind of need to find pressure somehow. Because otherwise they're going to lose every objective on the map. Galio hovering with ult. Let's see. Heimerdinger, is he basing for Ludens maybe?
Maybe it's weird.
No TP advantage. I didn't expect my girlfriend to play team ranked now, but
Hello.
she's playing a tournament today. So I'm gonna have to continue this little review at some other time after I finish this game. Because I think if she's in the tournament, I'm just gonna bother her too much if I'm talking.
It didn't work. What the fuck?
Okay. Cannon getting a lot of work done, even though we got Dove. Acadian trying some cocktail moves. To be honest, it's all things considered. You know, I think he spotted him and killed the ward. Acadian's position is very hard to maneuver himself from. He's trying to cocktail it up, which is okay. It's respectable. But mid prior perma for Heimerdinger, it looks like maybe something changes now with Luden's Echo and Zoe. This Gunblade cannon I respect it because it's very strong for lane. They're trying to use the timer here that they have with cannon prior. But Vladimir is coming off of base. Let's see if he can buy anything. He can't. He doesn't have a finished item. They force the TP. Cannon now with TP advantage in a better position for the mid-wave. I think in this full-on fight, I think Team Liquid have better champs. Galio is in position, Sivir is far away, Sivir has TP. Oh, dirty. Okay, Broken Blade should be dead here. Let's take a look. So they're committing to the play. Varus Tam Kench. Sivir is gonna get bot prio. She has TP also ready, so they're gonna lose a lot of creeps bottom already. That's a bad situation. Galio is in range for ult. Cannon also finished item. No finished item on Vladimir, no finished item on Heimerdinger. There's the Luden's Echo and on Zoe, and on top of that she has Hextech GOP. Problem is now I think
What?
level 11 is not so big for Zoe. Getting some poke down. I think
Cute.
here maybe Galio even dies if they commit on him. Like right here I think maybe they can even one-shot Galio because he doesn't proc Aftershock, and if you just hit him with the Q, GOP hit, I think maybe you can just one-shot Galio. Maybe it changes the impact of the fight here. Jensen has to flash and cleanse, and then he kind of trolls the grenade. This grenade, like usually, like this entire sequence is really troll. So basically he W's, he has no turret up. He RQs, which is okay, I guess, is hitting Tam, but his grenade is really troll.
Which picture?
it's really bad grenade. Okay. Let's take a look at the rest of the fight. So this, we agree, okay, Gali maybe they can one-shot. Broken Blade gets a lot of damage off. Good stopwatch, very strong stopwatch. I didn't realize he has it ready. It's not the option I would go for against Cannon, but I guess it works. Very good E tier. And ooh, Xmeti whiffs the EQ, but look, he misses the EQ here. The Jarvan. Misses EQ. Zen wasn't planning on flashing that. So maybe something could happen. Maybe something could be different there. The Q would be cancelled and then maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, last game I didn't buy anything because you blocked up.
This double lift would be alive here. Let's see the TP position of double lift as well. It's in between a rock and hard place. He cannot be hit by this bubble.
Yeah.
This is a 1-5 for Team Liquid, but double lift just trolls here. He needs to flash. If he flashes this,
Yeah, let's just
it's so free. It's really free. He just needs to flash the bubble
Same.
and it's game is over. But instead TSM get a pretty even fight and then who the hell got the oh, okay. Jackson smurfing. Yeah. Rough one. Zoe being super fed with Tamkens is very rough proposition for the game. It's also Cannon is investing so much into getting ahead early because of his hextech gunblade, and the fact that a fight ends like this for Vladimir is very good.
Oh right, but it's a cat.
Here I think maybe just one shot Gali or chunk
I
into
mean,
shit.
That's the best
This is
argument.
fine too, both summoners. I think Jensen trolls here his champs. Here double lift is hard trolling. He needs to just flash straight up the E and then they win the fight, kite backwards. Keep EQ of Xmeti, he knows that Varus has flash. Okay. I don't know how we ended up here, but Kennen has TP. Kennen has no major ult.
Wait, I didn't see. I need to stop you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fine trade. Zoe should have prior now against Heimerdinger, I believe. Heimerdinger is pretty behind in comparison to Zoe. No Luden's like finished.
That because I moved right and everyone knows that. And Falcon didn't ask for new address, so I got it on my own.
Okay, right onto the yeah, I can
So
do that.
annoying.
There we go. That's better. So right now I just want Tam Coco to be in the mid lane and all will be good. Zoe has full prio and they can pressure the whole map and I think they have a lot of potential here with their composition. If Zoe is allowed to play aggro and she has space to play, they play 3 around mid lane, send Varus to catch sides, I think Zoe can 1v9 this game right now. They're putting Zoe on side.
Quiet. I thought she was quiet, but she isn't.
I am personally not a fan because I don't think Varus Tam gets as big of a prio as Zoe could potentially get. Ooh, okay, it's working.
Yeah.
Jackson's winning cannon somehow, so it's working. Still a TP advantage here. Team Liquid are 5 on the top side of the map. They're spotting Sivir though, so TSM have a window to play. Good chunk. We're gonna do SKT vs Griffin? No. We're starting off here and then we will see where we go. Oh, don't give me this. Zoe is missing. Team Liquid should not be walking on the tower like this. Because Zoe is giving up the top wave. After Zoe
I wasn't
is
there
in
when I
fog,
said
I
no.
think they should just rotate into top side and then pressure again.
I mean, I knew that. That's why I
And
stayed
then
home.
find aggressive vision here to place. Because right here, they have the mid prio. Zoe is not gonna show on top wave. They can walk. I think sieging here is incorrect.
Oh god.
I think they should just walk up here into top side, and they would use this wave for something good. Put the ward and then clear top wave, and then keep pressuring into mid. And then eventually the wave will crash, Zoe will show, and then they'll get prio mid at the same time. I think it's better. Really strange that TSM are choosing to put Zoe in the mid lane. How did they get chunked like this?
Because they remember dresses.
Jensen just took a cue to the face while he has fucking Heimerdinger turrets in front of him. I think Jensen is not so good at Zoe. I mean, Jensen's not so good at Heimerdinger. That's an ult. Bjergsen smurfing a bit. Okay. Probably couldn't kill Code JJ though. But this could potentially mean mid tower. That's it. Cannon maybe has TB position behind if they want to force a fight. Galio is basing. He has Galio ult. Sivir is gonna be on wave. Hit. Zoe kills this pretty easily. Maybe they want to engage EQ ult. Bjergsen straight up flashed. Not sure if they had to be scared here. They know Heimerdinger is in base. They have Eat on Tam. Okay. It helps a lot that Smoothie didn't go cleanse for the lane because Exhaust is really good against Cannon for team fights. It's just a complete denial. Vladimir pushed in, Cannon needs to catch. Next Drake is Mountain. Who should be stronger? I think it's depending on position. The timing for TSM was just better here. Because Cannon needed to rotate into mid to defend. So Vladimir got prio on a wave. Cannon needs to catch. And now Vladimir is going to be in a better position to fight. And I think, to be honest, at this point in the game, whoever's in better position should be winning the fights because of how strong Zoe is.
No, actually.
It's very hard for anyone to face Zoe. Javan is kind of beefy, I guess. Galio has MR, but
No.
no Varus ultimate. I think this is a fight the Team Liquid should take. They should not give up Mountain. 2 items on Sivir as well. This is prime time screw with the enemy. Actually, my consideration about Vladimir's timing on the Drake was off because it didn't spawn yet. Cannon pushed. Now Vladimir had to catch. Team Liquid are going to be the ones in the better position. It's my bad.
Why?
Team Liquid should win this fight. They have better conditions too. Unless Zoe gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. Oh, Jesus. Well, Jensen is trolling, I think. Because here I think you should just commit. They are worried about losing mid tower, but I think you should just commit and hit Drake, because here they are walking back and forth. I think you just fucking start the dragon here. The enemy can't really walk on you. I think it's completely fine. Even if you miss prio on the next wave because you're in a worse position, the mid tower is practically dead already. You're gonna lose it at some point because you have to base. This is just way worse. They should have just done mountain, gave up mid, and it would have been fine. It would have been a great situation for Team Liquid. Considering mid tower is already practically dead. They're also losing a lot of creeps on top. So they are committing really hard into this. Like if you look at the wave on top during this fight, it's stacking. This is the wave that Zoe left. Now it bounces, and now there's a big wave stacking, and now there's just 500 creeps dying to nothing top. So it's a big disaster. Ideally, how you capitalize on the fact that TSM couldn't push in the wave top is that you manage to catch those creeps that they can't push in, and then you create your slow push on your own terms. But I think they should have just commit to Mountain Drake there and move on. The thing is, it's very tricky. No one can really face check. Like, even though they have grab, I think they can't. It's hard for them to face check. EQ Jarvan ult, you hard engage, you commit with everyone is very free. So basically, in this space here, where I'm hovering with my mouse here, this space is very hard to enter. And I think if they just hit Drake, finished it, took long path. So basically, the only reason I want them to do it is because Mitar is in such a bad state already. They'll have to take long path, and then they will like base on cannon and then lose mid-tower, which is completely fine. The mid-tower is practically dead already. That's why I just don't like this. What are they doing here? It's just a troll. It's also cool though, because this pink ward doesn't actually spot this ward. I didn't realize now. I guess that's why it's all fucked up. Because they have a ward in here and they don't realize there's a pink. And the pink doesn't spot it. Oh. Then the situation makes more sense. It's just a blunder of the ward position. That's a good thing to keep in mind. Because here the ward is hugging this wall is hugging this wall, and the radius is not big enough. So they think they are cheating in folk. They want to engage on these kids. Because they have a really nice TP flank here. Yeah, but Vladimir cannot flank from bot side river. Cannon pushes him out. Cannon is much stronger. Like, Cannon has better items than Vladimir. Vladimir cannot walk from behind. He needs to take a long route. Right now Cannon wins Vlad.
Okay, yeah.
So I think at the point about Vladimir flanking, it doesn't really exist.
What?
Cannon has prior.
Oh, yes, of course. You can for Nico.
So I think...
Only Nico. Yes. It's like it's a bell.
Let's see how long this turret survives. That's the big question mark. Vladimir is slowly getting items. When Sivir reaches 3 items, she's just gonna out-accelerate Varus. So right now, it's prime time for TSM to fight. They finished items on Rek'Sai, finished items on Vlad, Varus as well. Redemption would be perfect if Tamkins can finish it somehow. But I think Sivir just kind of outscales this game. I think Sivir with Black Shield and so forth. Maybe she should have went PD. I don't know if it's greedy to go rapid fire, because rapid fire I think is only useful if it's rarely useful. I don't like it that much. That's a flash or JJ. Rek'Sai just fucking one-shotted. This is why I said in Champion Select that Rek'Sai is fucking OP. Look at this. He just doesn't even do good combo. He just fucking uses his spells. But Heimerdinger is trolling again. Like, he has flash. Here, imagine you flash, the game is lost for TSM. But instead Heimerdinger dies, they trade 1 for 1. Because here, Acadian is so fucking deep, he has no flash, he has no nothing. I think he's just dead. KoreJJ did good E, so he dodges the Zoe bubble. If Jensen just flashes, uses his spells like flash, RE, then it's cool. So Jensen, my boy, is strolling this game a
To be
bit.
honest, I have really bad experiences playing.
Zoe is
Farm
completely
Defense
healthy.
team.
Javan used all his spells. Maybe they can do something. Ooh. Oh, Broken Blade lives. He has Zonya as well. Ooh, good moves. Good moves.
No, I only know we always win.
Very, very reliant on ultimates Team Liquid. So if they're playing these fights longer, and right now, I was already here. I forgot about Vladimir, if I'm going to be honest, completely in this position. I was more worried here. The fact that they use so many spells, they killed Tam Coco, no EQ, no Jarvan ult, no cannon, no flash on Galio. I guess he has flash, he just eat out. Okay. And then they don't have enough CC to bring them down. Very nice flash. Oh. 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 Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm so good. Jacob?
Not now. I am reviewing, Elena. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Yeah, for sure. Broken Blade could do better, you're right. Banshee. This is one fight for Team Liquid though, I think. I think flash ulting, I think Impact also needs to keep holding on to his spells here. Then you can wait for Java and EQ and then go, because Tam has no flash, Rek'Sai has no flash. Okay, let's continue. Banshee, Veil, Cannon. These are not optimized items for both Hamiding and Cannon. I would be careful about fighting at this point. I think Flash of Cannon is super important. And Zoe is just too fed. Vladimir is also level 16. He should be winning Cannon at this point. Cannon has some really dog shit items.
Yes.
If I'm gonna be honest.
The best lane.
Double mountain for TSM. Vladimir can pretty much 1v9 now, I think.
Yes, playing Maple. I'm thinking of you.
I think super special is not enough to survive. I would put my money on TSM from this position in the game. Jensen also doesn't really know how to play Hamiding. EQ ult. Tam Coco, I think. Oh. I thought they couldn't one-shot him. Yeah, they one-shot him. He couldn't E at any point.
Cute.
Sven right now is spotted on the ward. I think he's hitting it potentially. No, he's just walking on it. Vladimir is showing on bot wave. It's a good time to go. I think Varos needs to stick around. There's no reason for him to go topside. He can't.
No, I'm serious.
Or also, I think TSM should not take aggressive path here. Even if Varos stays, it could be a dangerous engage because Vladimir would have to TP. I think they should just give up at this point and wait for Cannon to show because Vladimir has a full prior. They know enemy zone, not on Nashor. They have two of these items, Redemption. I think they shouldn't take this aggressive path. It's not Varos' fault actually. It's just everyone's fault. He's not a good pathing.
Really different. Well, you have a good microphone, but you look almost the same.
Okay. Can they do Nash? That is the question. Jensen, drop your ult. Just drop your ult. RQ. RQ. If they drop RQ, maybe they have some damage to go. He doesn't get one-shotted. It's a fucking disaster, man. Go JJ munching fruit. Maybe they can get a free mid tower here. No, they're just resetting. I wonder here if Team Liquid just drop RQ, make sure that they don't get hit by Zoe spells. The whole point of the fucking Heimerdinger is to block the spells with your Q. And they started off with getting chunked and hit so fucking hard. Like the target is sleeping right now. I think it's Cannon. If they just commit completely into starting this, I think they might have a scenario for them where they can be favored. It might turn into 50-50 or something. Yeah, I guess it might turn into 50-50. Maybe they don't want to. But either way, if they are looking to turn, this is not the way to do it.
No, he can't steal.
Maybe they just don't have enough tools to turn.
I'm joking.
I think the only play that is remotely aggressive here is if they are aiming for 50-50. But getting hit by this bubble is a big blunder.
Really?
And,
Okay.
maybe they could force a 50-50 with Arcadian having no vision.
I don't know, but it fits to me. Playstyle wise.
Okay.
I have like range. Peel.
Okay. Tweet your big plays to us using hashtag LCS big plays. Cannon TP timer, is that what they're playing on? They're just hitting double mountain. They're acting crazy. No one can really tank this. As you see, no one's really buying armor. You see a cloth armor on Arcadian. I think this is maniac Nash. Team Liquid can walk up now and hit mid tower for free. I think they should not let TSM pass here. Everyone should be positioned. Galio has no ult. Actually, Vladimir is so freaking fed. He's just... they will never die. Start the Nash. Start the Nash, Team Liquid. Start the Nash.
Oh, Volibear.
Start the Nash, Team Liquid. Team Liquid. Don't want to do Nash? Then don't do Nash. You don't have to. The call should be, okay, I'm gonna push aggressively with Cannon. If enemy team is going to use time ult on me, then just start the fucking Nash. Tam gets ulted bottom, Vladimir has no TP. This is a good situation for them to pressure. Galio can stick outside of the pit, and maybe they can even one-shot the Rek'Sai from outside. With the nade and then full combo of Sivir. I think it was not so well played. Ooh, oh, okay. Does he get spells off? He has stopwatch. Oh, broken blade. Oh no, oh,
Oh shit.
boom.
Oh,
And the game is lost.
Oh no! Yeah, good job. Can you kill him alone or?
Okay.
I'm like 1 HP, I can maybe stun him. I will stun him!
I think when enemy is competing with Tam Varos onto bottom and using all their ults, except Vladimir ult, I think it's time to just start Nash. They have good damage. Good fucking damage. For anyone that plays good Heimerdinger, you know, the way you win 80% of the games that you actually win with Heimerdinger is that when your team is getting dicked on and you manage to sneak some Nashers. This is half of what the champion is designed for. I felt like the idea of Heimerdinger was quite cheeky, but the execution was non-existent. This fight, there's just no chance they do anything in it. They cannot one-shot the Cadian. He has Mercury, he gets ult off, he even has stopwatch. He's stopwatch right now. Doesn't get Gali ulted, but Vladimir gets full combo on everyone, and it's an absolute disaster here for Team Liquid in this one. I think Broken Blade played very, very well. I'm not too big of a fan of the Tamkage ult on bottom to go on the cannon. And with this Nashor, I think TSM should be able to close out the game. There's also no flash from previous fight, gets caught in the mid lane. I guess this is what he play for. I'm not sure. Even now, like just fucking go Nash now, maybe is your best bet. But pushing like this where Vladimir gets the cleanest flank of his life is a disaster. And Arcadian does a pretty good engage. Considering how Rek'Sai, the kind of engages Rek'Sai got in this game, he shouldn't be able to put himself in situations like that unless the enemy team is inting. Made him down at least for TL. Not like it matters, they can fucking one-shot this shit with older chaps.
Nice. Oh, so good job. Nice.
More of my motives. Not a big fan. I think having PD and BT is just better at this point. Slightly more expensive, but a big difference in DPS output. And I think PD, like ever since PD got introduced, you really have no reason to go more on AD carry anymore, unless enemy is like really, really full magic. But that's just not the case here. I think Vladimir can walk and hit this. I don't know why he's so scared. He doesn't need to respect that much.
We got it?
The siege of Zoe popping off. To be honest, this game should take long to finish. I think TSM is definitely favored. Maybe Civic can reach full items and then maybe she can win a man fight or something. But I think Vladimir has higher chances of doing so than the Civic. Especially since she itemized like this. She has no room for any item.
Wow, this flash was necessary, but good job.
Let's see here, Galio is in position, gets a good engage off, sees the Tamkoko is not in position, Varus can get spat over the wall.
Good.
Okay, are they going? Okay, quite a disaster. I don't know if I agree with the EQ over the wall here, because yeah, I didn't even need to see it to know it was a big int. He thinks every champion in the game has a fucking EQ to go over the wall or what? Okay, let's take a look at the situation from the front.
Oh shit.
I feel like they should just let Vladimir play split. They need to play in a way where they actually use Tamkenge to maneuver themselves around the map. I think a 1-3-1 could be suitable. Put Rek'Sai on side.
Yeah.
He can be very safe, he can create tunnels for himself and then put 3 in mid with Tam and Varus. And then just be wary of enemy engage, make sure you build vision onto Vladimir's side and then all is good. I think actually you can even build vision into Rek'Sai's side and then slowly you can break the enemy. Because the enemy is very happy if they're grouped. That's what they want. They are 5-man grouped, they're happy. I think the use of Tamkenge in this game has been primarily for the purpose of eating instead of using his ultimate, and I think that's a big reason why he's been abused over in LCK and better regions, because they know how powerful Tamkenge can be in a position of priority. If you have a global champion that gets priority, usually the game is over. And I think they can just put Tamkenge in the middle, they get the prior ones. Most of the time Team Liquid of course when Nashor is down, Nashor is up to meaning TSM having Baron buff. Straight up they just need to group and enemy gets prio. Just play 1-3-1. is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I guess if you want to fight as well, you can ult the Vladimir in, but I don't think it's necessary. Their position is so strong in this game, and I think only getting these outer towers when you have Tam and Vladimir TP, I think is not enough. Here actually, I think Jarvan needs to... the grenade sucks. Here, Zen should actually get one-shotted. You can EQ onto Tam. His movement will be very predictable, EQ the Tam. Grenade properly, because this is a monkey grenade.
How did we lose it so much?
And then all is cool. But he gets spit over the wall and... Very well played from Core JJ. Core JJ has been smurfing in NA, as far as I know. No TP on Vlad. I'm gonna delay the game. Next Nashor, I guess. Vladimir is so fucking fed, it's crazy. And looking at the quality of Cannon's items, it's just that he's never gonna catch up. He needs to sell some items and reconstruct here, but it's just not a good build. Cannon has flash though, so maybe they can do something, but I think TSM having flash up is way more important than Team Liquid having flash up. It's just the nature of Jarvan always. Millennium spawns, they're waiting for Vladimir's timing, Elder Dragon's gonna spawn at the same time as Nash.
Maybe you should just silence
Oh,
stop doing that.
Drowsy, smoke it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just silence the stop.
Top wave, they can ignore it, who cares? Doublelift is trolling, what are you doing? Actually, Broken Blade could kill City right here, but he's a bit of a little
Holy fuck,
troll.
you're so fucking strong.
Cause what the fuck is Doublelift doing here? What the fuck?
No, guys.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this? What on earth? Ooh.
No, okay,
Broken Blade could E-flash, ult, and then yeah, everyone dies. Kaden also got the first initial Q, but Doublelift hard trolled this.
I fell in love.
This is quite a disaster, dude.
Yeah, and I never get it from the first game, you know?
That was a
Usually I
big
get
throw,
shit after
big
one.
throw. Big
He's
throw.
all the time.
Now sure TSM is favored, but not that favored that you can just run it down and give enemy Elder and Nash.
Okay. Yeah, you came when you left. Like this.
Holy TSM!
When are you coming? In 1 month? It's time.
Why are people flaming Sven? Like, what the fuck was that? That was
Next
big
time
troll.
You have to come with Nicole.
I don't know if I said big throw or big troll.
Who?
This is the team that we will play at MSI. Yeah. Did you see this shit one?
Dania.
Hey, look at it. What's he doing? And then here, if you are playing Vlad, you kill him, no? No spell shield. You just go. And then he gets hit by the second Q. Rek'Sai bites him. Rek'Sai balanced champ, by the way.
You're so
Okay.
cute. I'm so cute. No.
Finally, 3-1-1. I'm okay with that. Just fucking let Rek'Sai buff up wave and just put 3 on site. Yeah, Broken Blade is good. Well, Doublelift is a fucking troll as well. Jesus.
What is it called?
I really love how much AP champions do turret damage. Like, it's so unbalanced. Look at him. He's fucking auto-attacking cannons. Look at the hip. He has a fucking bazooka in his hands. And it was just melting.
Oh my god, guys. Help.
Finally, now we have 3-1-1 going on for ourselves. Three cannon,
Why are they
three
killing
cannon
the
creeps
people?
on bottom.
I don't like that.
And TSM take home the game.
They're doing Baron, guys. And I don't have mana. No. I
Actually,
don't have
the Hex Drinker over Witsend is something that I saw. Like, I was also questioning it. I was like, isn't Witsend just fucking better? You're gonna itemize attack speed, you're gonna stack it fast, whatever, Ginzu. I'm also surprised. It's not the first time I see it though, the Hex Drinker over Witsend. So I'm not too sure. I personally think that Maw of Malmortius is a piece of shit of an item.
Crazy.
I think it's really, really bad. Unless you're playing like Gangplank into Vladimir or some shit like this, you know, you're playing a bruiser that needs it. But to be honest, I think Whitson is better on Varus. I don't know what the theory behind it is. Okay, so here they're saying, okay, don't ever fucking pick Heimerdinger again. We threw that game big time. The fight at Rift Herald, I think Team Liquid could have won. I think they were favored. Doublelift, I think Doublelift had a very, very poor game. Very, very bad game. And huge blunders. The Rift Herald fight, the E, and like he should have flashed the Zoe bubble. And then afterwards, he's walking up, he's playing cookie movement for no reason, like he's Silver, you know. He's not some long range AD that can poke or anything. He's accomplishing nothing with walking up. Absolutely nothing.
Thanks, guys.
He's gonna rapid fire auto the Vladimir for 200 damage, like who gives a shit, you know? It's just really, really pointless. So with that being said, I think I should stop. You know, I don't think this is gonna be the highest quality review if my girlfriend's talking right next to me. So I'm gonna stop it right here, and I'm gonna continue at some other time when it makes more sense. Yeah. We will get through all the games. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.